Oh yeah, right. Trying to get the live chat up. I hope every, everyone is okay. It is Friday today on a cold November evening in Britain. And I'm just going to talk about the Idaho 4Ks, the latest that we've found out. Now, the latest is that there's been the FBI or withholding. Hi, Della, you're right. The FBI, they've been withholding some evidence, people. And before I start, not just that, Steve Gonzalez has got a daughter that we didn't even know about. He's got a daughter that we didn't even know about. But now we do because she's speaking out. And this one is a bit of a different one because it's a bit sensitive. And for anyone out there, hi Bertie, you're right, honey. For anyone out there who are parents, single parents, or parents, children that didn't grow up with a consistent parent or, split families, it can be hard. And then when you find out that one of the people that your parents skanked you for are unalived in a gruesome way, and that parent is sitting there saying he's the best dad in the world, they're the best parents, you know what I mean? So basically, hi Rick! Everyone, can I just say as well, Stan's closer look, he has done a video, a new one, and it's a travel one. So if anyone is interested in Cyprus, because we all need a break, no lie, and that is Stan's closer look. Thank you everyone for joining me. I am Shamz, don't care. All my content is found on the public domain. I do operate using the fair use guidelines together with my own opinions, which are not necessarily true. This one's going to be a bit of a sensitive subject, okay? And there might be a bit of trigger warning. We're not going to go deep, so we're just going to try and get it over and done with. So basically, we have 4 unalivings in Idaho, and it's nearly been a year, November the 12th, I think it was on it, honey. Sorry, I'm calling you like honeys. I'm talking like I'm talking to my friends in real life. I'm very sorry. But it's been nearly a year. It's tragic. And the reason that I picked up on this case is not every case is tragic, people. Do you know what I mean? No one deserves really to be unalived. We've all done good and bad in our lives. That does not mean that anyone has got the reason to play God with your life. That's not right. But that's not the reason that we're here. The reason is there's been 4 unalivings, young people who are in university, or I think they call it college in America, but it's a university. Okay. So they're like between the ages, I think, of 19 and 21. And there's 4 of them, six that live in an apartment, a big house, split into apartments. They was all at home, but 4 of them was unalived. The witness statements ain't adding up. It took them 8 hours to phone the police. And then the person that they've called, it's like the FBI and the police that are working together. There's 2 different police that are working together. The Idaho police, where the actual crime scene took place. And then we've got Philadelphia. Sorry, the other police. There's that many cases on my brain. It starts with a P. I can't remember what it is. I'm very sorry. I will get the facts for you. But I haven't got nothing in front of me. I'm just spitballing. But anyway, we've got 2 different police, like 2 different boroughs, 2 different counties, you know what I mean, cities. And, the work, they have different budgets, different rules, things like that. So they've got to work together. So basically, and when it's a high profile case, they normally get the FBI in. If it's a case from abroad, they normally get Interpol in. Interpol is the people that deals with things from abroad because of the different rules. So, do you know what I mean? That's in the crime scene, if anyone needs to know. It's just a quick synopsis of what's going on. But that's not the point. Anyway, a lot of people everywhere, whether you're into crime or not, they're finding this case a bit dodgy. Because number one, the first time we was told about the crime, we was told a specific time. We was told specific facts from family and friends. You know, if, like, for example, Xana's dad says that at 12 o'clock he was on a phone call. She was at home at 12 o'clock. Yeah. And she said she was getting a pizza. Now, one of the roommates that was not unalived said that Xana was at a party with her boyfriend Ethan, who was unalive because he stayed over at the yard. So hold on, they didn't leave the party till after 1 o'clock. So did Xana lie to her dad? Or are you lying? Do you know where I'm coming from? The inconsistencies. And then the time frame changed because then Xana decided to get another takeaway at 4 o'clock in the morning. But her mates just come from the grub truck. Wouldn't you have just phoned them and says you're getting something? Just grab me something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. 'Cause I don't know. But anyway, out of all the victims, we've got one of them, Kaylee. She was not supposed to be there. Some people have said that Kaylee's supposed to be the main one. Some have said she's not. But here's the thing. Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's dad, one of the victims' people, and allegedly Kaylee got the worst injuries. So I want to know how anyone can unalive 4 people in under 20 minutes. And one of them got over 50 odd injury. She got that injured, trigger warning. They could not recognize her face. What kind of person would do that to someone in bed? And she couldn't escape because of the way the bed was. She was sleeping in her friend's bed. Not like that, so don't get ideas. It's not that show. But do you know what I mean? There's a lot of evidence. If you've been tracking it, you'll know what I'm on about, and I'll be here all day. But basically, Steve has been the dad that we all want. If anything happened to us, he's like, you know what? I don't care about Sigma Chi. If you don't know what Sigma Chi and all that Alpha Beta crew, it's basically like it's a crew that you stay in for life. Not when you're in university. It's like a crew you get in. You gotta pay them. There's a lot into it, and not all of them are dodgy. Do you know what I mean? But it's like secrets are kept for life. And people think I'm lying. I'm not lying. And I mean, it could be any secret. Like they have initiations. You know, when you're younger and you have a little gang. I don't know. I suppose I've been in little gangs where we have stupid initiations. And to me, it's like, these people are weird. So I'll just tell them you're weird, I'm going. That's different. Do you know where I'm coming from? But these people, they're not like, there's a lot more that goes into it. They pay into the finances. They cover up for a lot of things. And if you chat, these people can be dangerous. And there's no need to go deep. If you want to go deep, go on other channels. They go deep. They can explain it a lot more better than me. So I was looking at Kelly's channel, and that is What's Obsession. I like her, Kelly. We don't have the same thoughts, but I do like her. And Kelly was, I plugged out the wrong thing. Kelly had something on her channel, and it was Steve's daughter that she'd found. She wasn't the only one that found it, okay? There's a few other people, a few other channels. Some have played it, some haven't. I've decided I'm going to play it. Because, you know what? Steve Gonzalez, there's always something about you, and the truth is the truth. You talk about this, that, and the other, but there's something in this that needs to be resolved. And you lot will know what I'm on about. So it turns out Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's dad, one of the victims, he's got five kids, allegedly. And Kaylee must have been the fourth one, the fourth oldest. Yeah? And you know, there was talking about after Kaylee passed away, her sister Olivia was pregnant. And Olivia had the first grandchild. Remember, I told you this, people. This is all coming handy after. No, Steve's wife as well has always looked a bit of a bitter woman to me. I don't care. I know her daughter's died. That's sad and everything. But just because your daughter's died doesn't make you not a bitter bitch. Am I lying? Just because someone's died horrifically in your family didn't make you a nice person in the past. Or that person. So anyway, let's move on to reality, because that's what this channel's about. It's not about licking, you know, your derriere. It's about reality. So it turns out the daughter of Steve. And you're thinking, what daughter? Oh, Steve had another daughter. In his teenage, he got a teenage woman pregnant before he met Kaylee Gonzalez's mom. You see? Well, that's normal. I mean, how many waste mans out there do that? I bet half of your baby fathers are like that, innit? Don't lie. Do you know what I mean? And then half of you women out there, you're sitting there taking on other women's kids. And, you know, your weekends ain't your weekends because you're taking on their kids and shit. Am I lying? They'll play games, yeah, because this ain't the channel for playing nice because someone's died. That doesn't work. But here it is. So Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's dad, you're sitting there crying every day going, you're the dad of the year. You're the dad that everyone needs. But you've got a daughter that you've scanned, and you've told your daughter to keep away. And this ain't coming from my words. This is your daughter's words. So let's have a look at what Steve's daughter said about him. Since Kaylee's died, let's have a look at what Dad of the Year has said. Because she's put it on, and I only got this video from What's the Obsession's video because everyone else is too afraid to play it. But What's the Obsession, fair play to her, she played it. Don't blame her. This is it. Right. Hold on. That ain't it. Hold on, 2 seconds. Let me just get it up. I did have it up, but this phone is one of them. It's not a phone, it's a tablet. It's one of them, if you don't do something straight away, it goes off. And I did actually have it on here. Right. 2 seconds. Here it is.
So since it is almost been a year since the anniversary of my sister's death, I wanted to go on here and talk about my dad, Steve Gonzalez, and elaborate on my perspective on things and how it's affected my life.
Can you hear it, everyone?
I didn't know how to go about that. I don't.
Can you hear it? Lex, can you do me a favour and turn that the dryer off? Sorry, honey. Off, honey. Oh, can you hear it? I just want everyone to hear this clearly. And I want to thank What's the Obsession, because this is off a video and I think it's very brave. We need to know. Also, I want to thank Jules for pointing it out because I wouldn't have known about this. You know, Jules of all trade. So fair play to her. But this is Steve Gonzalez's kid. His daughter's passed away in a horrific crime. And he's saying he will protect all his children. Well, hold on. Who's this then?
So, since it is almost been a year since the anniversary of my sister's death, I wanted to go on here and talk about my dad, Steve Gonzalez, and elaborate on my perspective on things and how it's affected my life. I didn't know how to go about that. I don't know how to go about that. So I decided that I would write from a journal entry that I wrote today. And I feel really vulnerable doing this. So anyway, this is what I wrote today.
Go on, girl.
I'm really feeling exactly why I've been so bothered by Steve.
Yeah.
I understand now that when he would write me for all those years, I did not have a fixed idea or example of what his voice would sound like or how his movements would look while speaking. Seeing him on the screen so often expressing his love for his daughter and the deep sadness that he feels because she is gone is all expressions that I wanted him to have for me. I feel like I owe my sister an apology for why I'm so upset with him.
Don't make me cry.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with her, just like her death doesn't have anything to do with me. But we are still intertwined nonetheless.
You know it.
Her unaliving shows me exactly the capability that Steve has to be a father. I didn't
Thank
think
you,
that
Isla.
she did. Please bear with me because I don't really want people to get the wrong idea here. I'm just trying to express myself. Okay.
Go on. She's brave.
Her death shook an entire nation. And when I was told not to speak about it, it really hurt. And when I found out I wasn't allowed to speak to my dad about it, and the media and TikTok especially had all sorts of accusations and borderline obsessions about the case, and I was blasted for simply asking people to remember that the victims have families and that this subject is sensitive. This resulted in my other sister, Olivia, going online accusing me of gaining clout off of Kaylee's death.
Says the one, Olivia.
Obviously, this wasn't my intention at all. And though I was not allowed to talk to Kaylee often, her and I did connect via Facebook and other platforms. And Olivia and I did spend physical time together on more than one occasion because she was the oldest besides myself, and it was more appropriate.
Yeah. Go on,
Steve
babe.
got my mom pregnant as a teenager and left us both. He also refused to let my stepdad adopt me at the time, and always had this unspoken claim over me that I think he wanted to keep a reminder that I am in fact his child. I don't really know why that is to this day. Exactly.
Waste man.
But
My opinion.
over the duration of my entire life, we spoke in private through thousands of emails since I was a child. His wife would never approve of this and always shut me down every time or ignored me entirely when I would try to reach out to my sisters and my brother.
Did you hear that? His wife would shut down the relationship. Now here's the thing that's the only thing I've got a problem with. Because you know what? I was with my baby father for time, and I ain't gonna play games with you lot. There was a point I wanted my children to hate him. I wanted them to hate him because I wanted them to realise how much I hated him and what he done to me. But you know what? He might have been a shit boyfriend in our relationship in certain ways. But then I've got to take stock. I was a shit girlfriend, that ain't the point. But was he a shit dad or anything like that? Fair enough. Maybe I did stop him from doing so. He could have fixed up. Couldn't we all? He wrote the handbook in being a perfect parent. But she said the stepmom stopped her from having a relationship with the dad. And she's put that on blast. Now that is going to give all of us lot who are onto this case a warped mind of what to think of Steve Gonzalez and the relationship with Kaylee. Do you know what I mean? Because we're like, yeah, we feel bad for Kaylee and all that, but oh, pamper princess. I don't mean it bad. She's still a victim, but it's like Steve, you you even telling her to shut her mouth, and now she's gonna tell us that it was your wife. Your wife. You got some woman pregnant as a teenager. And then you didn't want to know the kid or whatever, just give them 10 pence, $10, because that's how much gas, electric, clothes, nappies, and all that costs. I couldn't care less that anyone takes it. That's the reality of things, all right. Because there's always one parent that sits there playing fucking victim, making out like, oh, they're beggars, they're begging. It ain't called begging yet when there's two of you that made it. And you think one of us should sit there and make it like not eating, not paying for nothing, yeah, looking after everything, and then when that kid's looking all good, you're gonna stroll in like you're fucking parent of the year or carer of the year, and they're telling us how to run our fucking lives. Shit don't work like that. Because earlier she mentioned, yeah, that he was jealous of the stepdad. He didn't want to know her until stepdaddy come along, and then he's like, yeah, here's the money now. Because that's what they do. Do you understand me? But I don't want to take sides and take her word for it because I don't know if her mom, being a teenager, I don't know what went on because I can see both sides. Maybe Steve did try. Maybe Kaylee's mom, yeah, thought, you know what, I'm trying with this bitch, the mom. And it's just causing problems between me and my other 5 kids, and I've had enough. Do you know where I'm coming from? I'm looking at this. The reason I've done this show, people, is so you can see I'm not being biased. I've got to look at both sides. I feel her pain. Do you know what I mean? I've been an abandoned child. It's fucking horrible being an abandoned fucking anything. Whether you're in a crowd or not, or whether you're on the street and no one notices you. It's horrible. Do you know where I'm coming from? Any kind of abandonment. We're human beings. We're allowed to feel shit. It's all right to feel shit. And fucking speak up about it so they don't do it again. But if they continue to do it, abandon them. Just done. Don't give yourself a headache. But then again, what did the mom say? The real mom? I mean, was the real mom sitting there going, your dad, he's a waste man and he didn't try. But the dad was trying but not giving up. Because I do know women and I do know men who look after their kids. Waste mans as well. Yeah, I know waste girls, waste mans. I know brilliant moms and dads. I swear they're single moms and dads, and I can't believe how they do it. You know what I mean? Keeping the house looking mint, kids are looking clean, everything's going crisp. But then you got them ones. I do see like some men. I gotta point it out. I got some male friends, single dads, and when they have the kids, oh my gosh, it's like fucking hell. You couldn't make it up. And if any man's come on here going, oh, I'm dissing mans, well, fix up then, innit? Just fix fucking up. No offense, but you couldn't fucking do half the shit that women was doing. You can call me whatever you want. That is the truth. Fix up. You couldn't give birth. I'll give you a vindaloo and you have a poo-poo in the toilet. You'd be having gut rot. Do you know what I mean? And we're supposed to give birth to babies and then wake up, yeah, sore breasts, sore everything down below, cooking, cleaning, all that. And then on top of that, you want us to be women in the year and looking like fucking Naomi Campbell. Shit like that don't work. That's in your fucking head. And that's the media. That's a different story. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I don't quite agree with what she's. I do agree with what she said. It's her feelings. She's allowed to say freedom of speech, isn't it? She's allowed to say exactly as she saw her upbringing, and I'm glad that for once in these cases like these, there's always families pretending like they're supporting each other, and oh, I'm the best mom and I'm the best dad. And then there's a kid that come out and say, well, no, actually, he wasn't. So don't play games. And Steve Gonzalez, you got caught. You don't want no one to know about your brothers and all that. Dealing in fucking whatever. You know what I mean? You know it. You always dealing in it. And to be fair, yeah, Kaylee's mum, it looks like a bit of a bitch. That's my personal opinion. People can delete me all day long. I in the nerve mind to give a shit anymore. Yeah, I'm in the nerve mind to tell the fucking truth, and you can either take it or fucking leave it. It's free. But in my personal opinion, Kaylee's mom, it looks a kind of fucking bitch that'll look her nose down at me because it thinks it's better than me. That's the truth.
Through thousands of emails since I was a child. His wife would never approve of this and always shut
Listen
me
to
down
this.
me at the time. And always had this unspoken claim over me that I think he wanted to keep a reminder that I am in fact his child. I don't really know why that is to this day.
Narcissist.
But
Gaslighter.
over the duration of my entire life, we spoke in private through thousands of emails since I was a child. His wife would never approve of this and always shut me down every time or ignored me entirely when I would try to reach out to my sisters and my brother. So being told to go underground and keep to myself after all this really set me into a really dark night of the soul. Seeing my dad's face and some of the more unsettling comments opened an abandonment issue, an abandonment wound that I thought I had since healed by the connection that I had developed with Steve before this had happened. In a lot of ways, Steve became my best friend. And even though I had never met him in person since I was a very young child, I still had a lot of love and a lot of curiosity about my family and where it came from, and that never went away.
Yeah.
I watched him and my sisters grow up through the pictures he would send me, and I felt like I knew Kaylee. I felt like I knew Kaylee since she was a little girl. And I was kept a secret long before she even knew about me. I had no desire to force myself into their family when I was again repeatedly told that Steve was given an ultimatum to either choose me or his other children.
Yeah, but who
by his
told you
wife,
that?
Christy. So needless
Adam, by his wife Chrissy. Who told you that though? Was that your mum that told you that? That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes parents.
that Steve was given an ultimatum to either choose me or his other children by his wife, Christy. So needless to say that he chose his other family. And I respected that. However, I always held hope that I'd get to meet them all someday, especially because I really enjoyed the time that I did get to spend with Olivia. And I would have given anything
Oh, don't make me cry,
to meet
babe.
Kaylee. It's hard to read.
Oh,
Perfect strangers are grieving her death, but I'm not supposed to,
ain't it?
and I'm her blood relative.
Stand,
I
babe.
changed my last name from Samantha Gonzalez to Samantha Nelson when I was 18 because it
Babe.
felt like the only thing I had control over, and I
Listen,
wasn't
babe, I
part of
understand.
that side of my family. Even though I looked like Steve, and I had his wit, and apparently his mannerisms, I still wasn't Jude
Perfect.
Gonzalez.
You
I
know.
also wanted to have the same last name as my little sisters on my mom's side because being a big sister was very important to me.
Stand, babe.
Since Kaylee's been taken away from us, I'll never be given the chance to do that in whatever way that might have looked like, in all the ways that I had dreamt of.
Oh,
I didn't get to say goodbye either. I was hardly even given the opportunity to say hello without her mother knowing.
babes.
And
Oh,
by
we
no
chocolate
means
over.
trying to bash my dad or his wife for that matter, but I had to deal with this all alone. And when this happened, it really just, it spiraled me in the wrong direction. It really triggered a lot of abandonment, the wounds, and that resulted in me self-medicating in unhealthy ways. I started drinking a lot, and
Innit?
isolating, and
Standard. I understand, man.
basically everybody was, fixated on Kaylee's death, and I was in a fight for my life that Steve completely disregarded. And And when I had made my first initial video, Steve told me to take it down because it had caused drama in their family. And I by no means was trying to make things more challenging for him.
Yeah, but you should have reached
I
out
had
to
no
him
desire to
first.
look like I had dropped into victim mentality.
But you
And
should have
I had
reached
enough
out.
emotional awareness to know that I needed to get some help processing this too.
But going on
So
social
I got
media
help
ain't
in
the way,
sobriety, and I
babes.
weaved in and out of rehab and Oxford houses, and really working on my mental health.
It's hard.
And that being said, I'm aware that this case is bigger than me and it doesn't have anything to do with me in a lot of ways, but it did
It's
affect
still
my
your
life.
sister. It's your baby
And
sister.
if I could speak to Kaylee today, I would tell her that I'm so incredibly sorry that this happened to her, and that she was and is so loved, that she has millions of people praying and fighting for justice for her. And I'd tell her that I don't understand why this happened to her. And I'd express how thankful that I am that she had a dad, that I didn't, because all
Don't
of
say
us
that.
deserve
That's
that.
so spiteful.
So yeah, this year I just want to reiterate for people to be kind on the internet.
In other words, kind to you, it does come across a bit selfish sometimes.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that right now.
I hope, right. Sorry, I hope everyone's okay with that. That was Kaylee Gonzalez, one of the victims. That was one of her older sisters. Steve, her dad's eldest daughter. I just thought I'd share that with you, la. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what do you think. This really is. This has nothing to do with the unalivings, as in who done it per se, but it gives you an insight into how this can affect any kind of families. Like I never thought of, an older child that's been rejected in that way. Hi, Tammy 16. I never thought of an older child that had been rejected in that way. And then something so monumental, something so horrendous. It's unforgettable in a nightmarish on Elm Street kind of way. This ain't a joke. And then you're thinking, well, hold on, am I being selfish for saying, well, you're sitting there every day and all I done, basically, when Kaylee had been unalived, she went on media to voice her feelings. And I suppose some people do it personally, some do it outwardly. And the family must have reached out and says, don't do it. The Gonzales, which they've got a right to do. But then they've also got to think about all the family and friends. Kaylee wasn't just a daughter. Kaylee meant a lot. Same as Maddie, Zana, Ethan. They meant a lot to a lot of people. So it's not just those that are hurting. Think about all the people that have lost real families. I got this one off What's the Obsession. I've been on What's the Obsession, Kelly's channel. Um, it's on TikTok. It's not on YouTube. But What's the Obsession put it on because no other channels would put it on. And that's why I said fair play to her. And I've got to give the props to What's the Obsession. What's the Obsession? I've shouted it out before, Kelly's channel. It's lovely. She's like, Shams. I love the Americans say it. Because I'm a saddle. I like the way they say my name. They make me feel validated for some reason. But this really wasn't about the case. I can I want to talk about the FBI at a different time. This was just to give, like I said, make people think about when something happens to your family member, how it affects other family members. And you know, like how you treat that family member, who gets the glory, who gets all. Do you know what I'm just saying, think about it, listen to what she said. As she grew up with her dad, not having a dad, but having a dad's name. As she changed her name halfway through. Then she was told that it was Kaylee's mom that didn't want her to have nothing to do with the family. Then she was told that she couldn't grieve publicly for Kaylee, but the whole world, like me and you, we can talk about it, but she can't. Do you know what I mean? And then when you see Steve going on different people's channels talking about it and all the other parents, but she and Olivia telling her to shut her mouth, Kaylee's older sister, it does come across a bit too like one-sided. Do you know what I mean? Like one rule for one and one for the other. Like who's allowed to grieve? How much are you allowed to grieve? What can you say? Should you have when something monstrous like this happens in your family? You don't pre-plan it. It's not nothing like, oh, so you know if that one, something happens to that one, we're going to sit round the table and discuss it. It doesn't happen like that. Everyone grieves in different ways. Steve might be lashing out. Kaylee's mom might be lashing out. She just lost a daughter. She don't want to. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of questions to be asked. But it's hard when people have heard the actual video with this of the older sister that's forgotten. You know, the one. And the truth is, if you don't know, to do with the sister, like she says, she's been through a lot. So she's done a few things, naughty things. When you're trying to find yourself and you're a younger person and you've been through a lot of abuse, comes in different ways. Okay. So when you've been through a lot of neglect or abuse in different ways, it can affect you and you have to rely on certain things. Some people might rely on going to the gym. Well done. It doesn't mean you got to put everyone else there because that's your mentality and you've got the support and the cash. Do you know where I'm coming from? So everyone, think about this video and think, if you was in her position, how would you react? Or if you was a father and you knew that something had happened to your daughter, how would you react? Now I've got to go and deal with my daughter. Okay. And thank God every day for the people you've got in your life. Be grateful. Don't matter how annoying they are. They're here. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. I'm going to be back later on my other show, Shams Don't Care, the Goddess. We're going to have a bit of a lighter subject. Probably a quiz after I've done the housework. I love you all. Bye.